morning, my name is Jeff Garcia. I want to first start by expressing my extreme disappointment for not being able to be here live today. I am honored and privileged to be able to introduce my friend, my teammate, Troy Gassaway, into the Pitch and Fiddle Irish Pub Wall of Fame. I'd like to thank Brent, Ronnie, and the good folks at Pitch and Fiddle for letting us have this day to honor my friend. I've been friends with Troy for over 30 years. Been teammates with him on dozens of teams and events. When I was in high school, our school, Gunderson High School, played the vaunted St. Francis Lancers in a scrimmage game. For those of you that don't know, Lancer means donkey dick. Now, St. Francis was a perennial powerhouse and Catholic private school, and they were to be a measuring stick of what we could or would be that high school season. The first play of the game was a drive lead. It's essentially a fullback dive with a lead blocker. It's not intended to be a big breaker, and Troy took it for about 10 yards and a first down. When the pile was being removed, I could hear somebody growling and barking like a rabid dog. And it was off-putting to both the other team, the officials, and even me being a teammate. And when the pile lifted, there he was, Troy laughing his ass off and growling like a dog at everybody. And it set the tone for what we were going to be that year, which is an undefeated school, an undefeated team. Troy was a huge component of that team. He played fullback, linebacker, return punts, and kick. Two of the most physical positions on the field, and he played every down both ways. Troy shared MVP honors on that team. He shared it with a fallen brother of ours, Armando Hernandez. Two extremes. Armando, a beautiful, splendid, gifted athlete. Troy, an absolute grinder. A fire plug. A jerk. And I love you for that. When I say jerk, Troy, I promise you I mean it in the most loving and endearing way. Troy was always a grinder and is to this day. At 50 years old, everything he does is a Herculean effort, a Herculean feat. He's still hitting the waves, still hitting the slopes, still hitting the gym. We have a thing that we call the Fool's Games, and Troy and I have to be on the same team because his competitive nature would make it so we would argue if not. Troy competes at everything he does. Right now, he's competing whether you know it or not. When you leave today, if you're not in Troy's car, but you're going to the same destination, rest assured Troy is trying to beat you there. I love that about you, brother. I love that about you. You know, when we were in high school, you exemplified that friendship and that teammate mentality. Always being there for somebody when they're down. Always being there in the clutch. Except for that one time you kicked Nick Villarreal in the stomach. Not the best teammate move, but overall, excellent job. But you know, that day when you were in the quad, choking Phil Davies in front of everybody at lunch, I can tell you that I don't think there was a teammate, a student, an administrator, faculty, anybody that thought Troy Gassaway would be the principal of a high school. But here you are, a fine principal at Argonaut High School. Do you know if you have a kid like I do, you would want them to go to a school that has a principal like Troy. The kids at Argonaut are lucky to have a principal like Troy. Troy, I've seen it live. You brought your grind to the culture of that school, and it shows. A state championship, God bless you. Everywhere you go, you're winning, man. You know, Troy brought something called the courage to compete to that school. It exemplifies 3 R's. Be respectful, be responsible, be resilient. Compete at everything, at school and in life. Always earned, never given. Man, that's Troy. That's who you are, brother. I think it's incredible that you brought that culture, that courage to compete to your school, to your life, as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as a teammate. You know, Troy not only was the MVP of our high school, but he went on to Sacramento State where he became a 1,000-yard rusher, all conference, a team MVP, and currently resides on the Sacramento State Football Wall of Fame. And as Sacramento State takes the field today in the Causeway to smash on those bitches from fucking Davis, I can honestly tell you that I was there when you were starting that culture there too, Troy. 1,000-yard rusher, grinding it out, banging away. You know, when we were at San Jose City College, I wanted to go there so bad because of Troy and because of friends like Troy. San Jose City College was the alphas amongst betas. And I got invited to a party, and I went to that party, and I was having a good time, and Troy came up to me, and he said, "Hey, man, we need you to tone it down. You're partying too hard. We need you for this season, buddy. I need you to calm down a little bit." Now, he said that while he was holding the 40 of Mickey's and had a joint in his ear. So we still laugh about the fact that there was a little bit of pot and kettle there. But it does show you who and what he is. He was thinking about that season, thinking about how we could grind out W's at a party. That's who Troy is. That's what he is. You know, I talked a little bit about his willingness to compete, and I don't think it's a willingness. I think it's a disease that he's got. He can't help himself. He's competing with people in this room right now that don't even know they're having a competition. And I'll tell you that one of his feats is that he holds the record at the very bar you guys are in, the Pitch and Fiddle, for the number of shots of Irish whiskey purchased in one round. 21, I believe the number is. Well, Troy, just because I understand your competitive nature, I understand what it does to your grind, I'm setting a new record today in your honor. Right now, the staff should be passing out 25 shots of Irish whiskey that I just purchased previously. I want as many people as possible to grab one of those shots. Grab it. Let's lift our glasses to my friend, to my teammate, and to the newest and first inductee into the Pitch and Fiddle Irish Pub Wall of Fame. Troy told me that some men are destined to go to the NFL Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, and some are destined to have their jerseys hung in an Irish pub. And I'm proud to be one of the guys that gets hung in an Irish pub. Troy, you deserve that honor, and I hope you do understand it is an honor. I love you, brother. Cheers to the newest inductee of the Pitch and Fiddle Irish Pub Hall of Fame. Hey, babe. You think they could tell I didn't have pants on?